Okay. Don't make this silly face at the camera. Okay, here we are, everybody.
Hi.
A grand announcement is about to take place. Are you ready to make the grand announcement? Where do we put the book? Oh, it's right up here. On our bookshelf.
Hi! I'm vlogging here!
Okay, guys. Don't show me it. Secret.
I'm sorry.
You want to tell them what we're about to show them?
Yes.
Okay, tell them.
Okay guys, we're about to show you what we've been working on for a long time now. A lot of thought put into this, and
It did. There was a lot of thought. Time, effort.
Time, effort.
Was it easy?
No.
Was it hard?
Yes.
If you were to say on a list, a scale of like hardest things you've ever had to do in your life, is this like at the top, or where would you say it ranked?
It's around the top.
What's the toughest then? What's the hardest thing you've ever done?
Probably the first time I had to run a mile.
Ooh.
And it was like 100 degrees outside.
That's hard. So writing a book was easier than that?
I guess so.
Well, for some people, that wouldn't be the case. For some people, running a mile would be easier. But for you, writing a book was easier. Why do you think that is? Because you've read 1,000 books by the age of 11? Do you think that's why?
And you helped me out a lot.
Well, we're a team. We're a team. Okay, so our book is finished. We have... I want to show them. I'm going to put it up on the screen. Should we put it up on the screen?
Okay.
Pretend like you throw the book cover right into the camera. There it is! Do you guys like it?
Yes.
This is the cover. Okay, so let's talk about it right now real quick. Every good book cover tells a story right as you look at it. So one, you see the title, which a lot of people have asked us about. Fat Dad, Fat Kid. It's like...
But look, it says... Fit Dad, Fit Kid.
There's a little something else in there, isn't there? Yes, a little fitness that can come because of exercise. So of course the title of the book is Fat Dad, Fat Kid. You guys knew that, but we came up with a little twist, because if a dad can be fat, he can also be fit. Same with the son.
Yes.
And really, we know that that can sound offensive. The F word. The F word. And that's why that is one of our journeys, and you see it right there on the cover of the book. It says, one father and son's journey to take power away from the F word. Because fat is just stored energy. Like, everybody grab your fat. Look right there. We all have it. Come on, get up. Grab your stored energy. It's not a bad thing, it's amoral. If we had to go run in the mountains, you're gonna need that stored energy to run a long time. Is that fun to grab your fat? So the fat word is just that. It's not a bad thing. It's not something that's good or bad. It's just a thing that we all have.
But we take it very offensively.
Right, well, because I think some people are like, you're fat. And it's like, well, I have some fat on me, but that's not all I am. I'm so many more things than that, right? Yeah. So our goal in this book is to talk about that, to talk about how we feel when people say things like that, and if we should let those things that people say make us feel a certain way. What do you think about that? Should we let things that people say influence how we feel?
Well, it depends. If it's something like uplifting, then maybe we can use that. But if it's like something negative, or something that you wouldn't really want to listen to, then you can just ignore them and maybe try to say something nice to them, because maybe they're feeling down, or maybe...
So wise.
Yeah.
You're so wise. Okay, so me and Gavin, we are going to be coming and meeting you guys at Barnes & Noble's very soon. The book is now, links below, available for pre-order. It will be in every single Barnes & Noble on December 29th.
Pretty crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I was just in New York and I asked the people at Simon & Schuster, I said, so how many Barnes & Nobles will our books be in? And she goes, all of them.
All of them.
I was like,
just all of them.
Yes. Yes. So pre-orders available now. It will be out December 29th in stores everywhere. Link below. Gavin's pointing at it. He's a good YouTuber. He knows how to promote his merchandise. But you guys can pre-order those books right now. I was recently in New York. Gavin had to stay home from school, but I went to the...
School?
What did I say?
You said you had to stay home from school?
How are you supposed to say it?
You just stay home for school.
From school. You just stay home. All right. You just stay home to go to school.
Anyways, yeah.
Okay.
So he was in New York.
Anyways, I got some footage there of a presentation that I had to give, because Simon & Schuster, like I worked with a couple people there, but like the sales team that's in charge of Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Target, like they have reps that go out to all of those places to kind of like push our book. And so my presentation in New York to them was to get them motivated about the book, show them the cover so that they can go out to all the distributors and be like, this Shay and Gavin, this father-son duo, they have this great book. He came to us in New York. He gave us the presentation. We're pumped about it. We think it's a great book that can help a lot of people. So we want you to sell it in your stores. So I had to get all of those salespeople pumped up at a meeting in New York a few weeks ago. I had to save the footage until today, but now I can show it to you guys. But before we show you that, me and Gavin just wanted to let you guys know that the book is done. We're very excited about it. You can pre-order it now. And it will be available everywhere December 29th, and then we will be going on some book tour type events. We're gonna be on a TV show that we have to fly out to New York in December, so you guys can come along with us on that. And then we are doing a big meet and greet in Los Angeles on January 9th. So you can come and meet us there, and we will be signing these books there.
Okay.
Any last words? Mr. Gavin Butler, the author?
It's pretty crazy, even though I've read so many books now that I'm helping write one myself. It's pretty awesome.
You think you'll write more?
Probably.
But he is. He's a reader, and he's read his whole life. You guys know Gavin loves books, and I'm always like, put that book down. Watch some TV. But he likes books. Proud of you, and it was a great journey. We hope you guys will take the journey with us by getting the book. Because it is like a follow-along type journey that you can do with us. It's a 30-day program that we go through together that you can also go through with us whenever. You know, whenever you see this or whenever you find our book. So check it out. There it is. We done it.
There it is.
All right, buddy. Love you.
Okay.
Good job. Okay, check out the footage when I went to New York. You might not think this is as exciting, but I want to have it on YouTube so I can remember this experience because it was a pretty cool one. Howdy. We are coming to you from the back of a taxi cab. Who's we? Me and my backpack. My suitcase is in the back. I am right now headed to the airport, but before I head to the airport, I have a one last very important presentation to make. I'm kind of nervous. I was just thinking about it now as I'm vlogging about it. I'm like, oh. A lot of people. So what we're doing today is revealing the book cover to the sales team so that they can see and learn about our new book and be excited about it, and that you guys can start ordering pre-orders because it's ready. The book is done. That's why I'm here in New York City. That's why I'm in a cab. Look, 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 look. The book is done and I'm so excited. Gavin is so excited. I'm holding this for the first time. I'm glad you were rolling. Dude, that is awesome. Here it is. I like that the spine is green. I was gonna email you because that first one that was red had the spine red. I'm like, oh, I hope the spine's green.
Yep.
Like that. Check it out. I want to see what it looks like sitting on a bookshelf.
Oh, yes.
Because I won't read it. I'll just put it on my... No, just kidding. Look at that. All right, guys. Here's the next thing we have to do. We have to go into the sales team and show this to all the sales team and explain how this cover came to be. I feel that pressure so that I can be healthy to be there for them. So I think it's like when you send it to me, I'm like, that's it. That's the cover.
Yeah. And then you're going to have, so we're going to do the cover reveal, you're going to meet all these people, we take some footage, etc. Then you guys are going to have a light lunch. Then I'm going to take you up to Carol and Reedy. One of the things too I wanted to talk to you about is the internationalness of what we're doing. I don't know whether we've actually had that conversation in England and in Australia and in New Zealand, South Africa and in India. And so the whole kind of messaging, it hasn't really been done in those places either.
Right.
Particularly about nutrition and food and fathers and sons hanging out together doing other things rather than just stuff.
Playing video games.
Yeah, watching,
People are beginning to assemble.
Oh,
okay,
great.
we'll just
Excellent.
You guys, okay, there's about a room full of like 20 people in here and I'm about to go sell them on this book so that they'll go out and sell it. Is that the cover?
Yeah.
Okay, everyone. I've got great
There was gonna be like smoke and I was gonna run into a tunnel or something.
I have great pleasure in introducing you to the man of the moment and his absentee son, Gavin.
He had to be in school.
Who had to go to school. Anyway,
his mom made him.
Gavin and Shay have written a fantastic book which I read last night. You'll love it, you'll love it, you'll love it. And I think it's the first of its kind where the father and son take nutritional and fitness responsibility for each other and have a tremendous amount of fun in doing it, and I think it'll be a great inspiration to many, many people. So he's going to show you the cover.
You ready? Yeah. Ready? I feel like I have to like take my shirt off or something. All right, well, don't make a big deal about it. You just have to do that. Make sure you clap when the bearded guy shows his cover. There it is. A dude from Idaho. I have a wife and 5 kids. This is weird. And I started doing YouTube videos 7 years ago. As a 35-year-old man, this is the longest job I've ever had. Making money, making YouTube videos, paying the bills, doing YouTube videos for 7.5, almost 8 years now. And in that process, a lot of cool opportunities have come, like being here today and talking in front of all you guys. I'm a father and husband first, right? And then this whole YouTube thing is just something that has kind of happened. I say it's a dream come true of a dream I never knew I even had. It's like I couldn't have scripted this. It's like I hang out with my family and get paid money. Cool, sign me up, you know? So, I mean, if you break it down, that's kind of what we do. But, you know, I also think sometimes that I'm helping raise an entire section of the human species, because there's a lot of crappy parents out there who just aren't home and they aren't with their kids. And so a lot of times these kids are watching us. They're coming every day. You know, it's like when we were growing up, having a TV in your room was cool, but now like this is the TV in your room and everybody's, you know, watching this stuff. So a lot of times these kids are being raised by us. And so that's why this is important, because as my buddy Michael Jackson, who was it? Children of the future. You know, and that's all I'm about. So I want to help my children live the most, you know, fullest lives they can. And so that's what this book's about. It's not only like it's not a weight loss book, right? Like this is a life book. I talk about a lot of in there, a lot of the same principles you need to lose weight. You also need to have a good marriage and to be good at your job and to be successful. Like all the cliches of the world that you've heard all your lives that you're just always like, that's a cliche, like work hard, never quit, don't let people tell you no, you know, all that stuff that you hear, they're like bumper sticker statements. To me, those are the secrets of life. The secrets of life are hidden behind the word cliche. And we all be like, that's a cliche, but it's like, whenever I hear cliches now, I try to like perk my ears up and like, wait, that's a truth being spoken. So I talk a lot about that in this book. All those cliches are really the way, you know, to achieve great things in life. So not only in life, but in, you know, losing weight and feeling healthy and having a good relationship. And it's not about the number on the scale. We don't talk a lot about that, but it's about being able to use your body. I talk about I want to jump over a deer in this book. If you're in shape that you can jump over a deer, like, I don't care what I weigh, I can be 300 pounds, but if I can jump over a deer, that's what I want my body for, right? That's what our bodies are for, so that we can navigate the life. And tackle a small child, then you're in pretty good shape, you know? So, I want you guys to go sell this book, or I'll find you. You got
Yes,
all the
will.
email addresses and addresses.
And
Social security numbers.
security, yep, and
This is a huge conversation starter. You know, we have 3,000 videos on the internet that are going to be pushing to this book, right? Because as people find out about us, if it does well, if it gets on the what's it called?
New York Times
Yes.
bestseller.
Congrats on 5, guys.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So I guess you guys are pretty good salesmen. Let's make it 6. There's a lot of pieces pushing back to this, right? So when people hear about this book that maybe have never heard about us or my family before, they're going to open up to a whole world of conversation about this same topic, because I've been talking about this crap for the last 7 years. And this book is kind of like all those little statements from self-help books that I've kind of stole, their ideas that I've formulated from reading the books that have made me who I am. So it's all that kind of stuff in here, and I think it's a whole series, right? Like fat mom, fat daughter, grandma. I mean, you could go the gamut of uncle, like it's like chicken soup for the soul in a sense, that I think you could go a long way with this kind of thing. Have you told them that before? Am I preaching to the choir here?
No. we're not.
You tell them that, because they respect you.
Oh, no.
She's your boss, you have to listen to her.
No, I was just saying I've never seen a book before, ever in my experience of publishing, where the father and son take nutritional responsibility and fitness responsibility for each other. It's usually an authority or a female figure or somebody who's kind of a distant authority. But
There's
never
no
the
father-son type weight loss
father-son,
books,
and
yeah.
also the idea of how important it is that what the father is, the son can become. and then you set a good example, and you also can set a bad example.
I'm excited about it. I think it'll do well. I think it'll resonate, and it's something that's like, I think it'll help. I think it's needed. You know, like maybe these aren't all the right words, but the conversation should be started. So I think that's what it is. Great.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys. Okay, I'm done. I did it.
You did it.
Woo!
You're officially an author now.
Did I do good?
He did fantastic. Everyone was super excited.
Awesome, dude. That felt good. I'm very excited about the book. You can get your copy now. Pre-orders.
Pre-order,
Links right
Amazon,
here.
Barnes & Noble, Target.
Sell my book, Jackson.
I honestly, being on the outside here, helping Shay film today, it's super awesome because his book is going to be amazing for a few reasons. One, he made it, but two, Gavin also wrote it, which he's kind of my favorite author now. And Gavin is an author before he's
12 years old.
12 years
Yeah,
old.
before he's in 7th grade.
Even like do multiplication.
I still can't do multiplication.
No, and he's gonna be, mark my words, he will be probably one of the youngest best-selling authors
because
ever.
Gavin is a writer, because he's a reader. And I think this will give him the confidence he needs to continue his writing career.
He's gonna be a New York Times best-selling author among the people he's reading. So
You're
like
right.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid will be like under.
That's a
his
great
book.
prophecy, Jackson.
That's gonna
do you concur with this prophecy?
Yeah, that would be a great thing to have on his college resume.
No, all you care about is book sales. Yes, that would be. I'm just kidding. Gavin, I love you, dude. I'm coming home. I'm flying home tonight. And you guys can get a book. They are going to be December 29th. That you can like get them in stores, but you can pre-order now online.
Can I have a signed copy?
Yep. We'll have to ask Gavin. Gavin, how much do you charge for signed copies?
Please, Gavin.
I think he needs guitar lessons.
Okay, guitar lessons, singing lessons, we'll trade, and then when they make it into a movie, like I'll play you, and then you know, you do anything you want.
All right.
I guess that indeed. Looks great.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
And also, he's about to add bookseller to his resume.
You are?
We're starting a clothing store. This is my clothing company, Tricks and Clothing, and we have a store in the Logan Cache Valley Mall. And I said, can I sell
Where
these
is
books?
that?
Logan, Utah.
Oh, Utah,
So
okay.
this is northeastern Utah. So I was born in Logan, Utah. My grandpa, who was a colonel in the Air Force, Colonel Eugene Haynes Butler, he started a clothing store in that mall called the Union. That's where my parents met. My mom worked at the jewelry store. My dad worked at his dad's clothing store. They started flirting. I joke around that maybe I was conceived in the back room. That's a lie, because they got married first. I shouldn't say that. Cut that part out of the video. Just kidding, Mom. But we're starting a clothing store 4 spaces down from that very location. So I thought it would be great to have a little book stand in there to sell my book and then like my 6 other YouTube friends' books that are doing so well, and it would be a great collaboration. We're gonna do a lot of meet and greets there. People will come to get pictures with us. It's just a great place to have books while they're coming in the store.
All over the country.
Right.
Yeah, it's like a location. And then, you know, the goal is to obviously have them all over. I want to have, you know, it's a global business that I started in February. So it just takes time for that to catch up to my dreams.
Right.
But you know, this is a substitute family for all these kids who don't have proper families.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you can take what I do as seriously or as non-seriously as possible, but there's a lot of kids who look at me as their dad, you know, because there's just a lot of parents who aren't around. They're just, for whatever reason, they're not in their kids' lives, and these kids have nowhere to look for optimism or hope or encouragement. So, you know, sometimes I think that we're raising a section of the human species through our videos. Or I'm just being silly on camera, you know, but either way, we got 4 million subscribers and people are listening. So it's a conversation that is just about hope and optimism and just trying to do good things with the little time we have on this earth. We're alive on the earth right now.
Yeah.
What a privilege.
Yes,
Because we won't be for very long.
And Dave Ramsey's written the foreword. So mention to Carol
You know Dave
about
Ramsey?
how your whole kind of life turned around because of Dave Ramsey.
So 9 years ago, we lived in Phoenix, Arizona, and I worked at a place called Mesa Fully Formed, which was the biggest granite fabricator / installer in the Phoenix metro area. My job was to go measure the granite, the countertops. Like I would make templates so that they could put the templates on the granite and cut them out. And so I just drove around all day. I'd have like a clipboard of 10 houses, and so I knew that city. I would just drive around. So I'm in my little Nissan truck for 6 hours a day, bored out of my mind, and I get sick of listening to radio. Howard Stern, I would listen to Howard Stern in the mornings. And then I'm like, talk radio, like maybe I can educate myself while I'm sitting in this truck in this 110-degree heat. So Dave Ramsey came on the radio, started listening to him. At the time, I had 3 credit cards maxed out. I had a $300 credit card, a $500 credit card, and a $750 credit card, all maxed out because I bought some furniture and some other stupid stuff. 90 days, same as cash. It's like 90, anyways. I fell into that trap, you know? It's like, not can you afford it, can you fit that payment in your monthly budget? We got $8 more. We can lease that cat over there, you know? And so that's what I was doing. It's like OPM, other people's money, other people's time. I'd read Rich Dad Poor Dad. I'm like, I'm gonna leverage other people's money. I'm gonna get in the credit game, credit score, that whole rat race of the money system. And then I started listening to Dave Ramsey and I'm like, this makes a lot more sense. You know, this is like, here's a crazy idea, only buy what you can afford. You know, like, and he's, you know, Christian, so he talks about the borrower as slave to the lender and believes in all that. And I felt that way because every piece of mail I opened was like, you owe us, go back to work so you can pay us, you sucker, you work for us. That's how I felt. And the second that I got out of debt, I listened to Dave Ramsey and I cut up my credit cards. I'm like, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get out of debt. I'm gonna try to find a job that I love. I'm never gonna give up on the hope that I don't have to hate my job, because 80% of our lives is our job, and I don't want to hate 80% of my life. So I'm going to keep hoping that I can find something that I like to do and get paid for it so I can pay for all these kids that I'm making. And YouTube came along, and it was all that hope with Dave Ramsey. And so in the process, we got out of debt. I called into Dave Ramsey's radio show. Every Friday, he has this segment called Debt Free Friday. When you get out of debt, you call in and you scream, "We're debt free," and he plays the end of Braveheart when Mel Gibson goes, "Freedom," and you cry because like you've been busting your ass for 5 years to get out of debt, and you know what it's like to be broke. And it just felt so good, and I recorded us screaming on his show, and then I uploaded it to YouTube the next day, and he had no idea who I was. That video got 800,000 views. Everybody was tweeting Dave Ramsey and be like, "You had a rock star on your show yesterday, you don't even know it." These are his words, he put it in the foreword. And so then he started tweeting me, and he followed me on Twitter. I'm like, Colette, Dave Ramsey followed me on Twitter. And like for the next 2 weeks, I'm like, every time I'm gonna tweet something, I'm like, oh, Dave Ramsey's gonna read that. I can't tweet that. He's gonna follow me, he's gonna think I'm an idiot. And then anyways, we became friends, and then he invited us to run the Nashville Marathon with him. So me and my wife flew out to Nashville, went and had dinner at his $5 million huge house. He owns like a mountain, and it was great. We were in the shuttle at the hotel, and we were driving past Dave Ramsey's mountain house. And I asked the shuttle driver, I said, "Whose house is that up there?" And I knew, and I was just going to see if he knew. He goes, "That's none other than Dave Ramsey's house." I said, "Oh, really?" I was just kind of playing dumb. He's like, "You know, I went down to the courthouse," because you know how your title or your mortgage is public information. He's like, "I went down to check on him, and sure enough, that thing is paid off, paid in cash." Because his big deal is no debt, right? Exactly. So this guy took it upon himself to go like investigate Dave Ramsey. I'm gonna catch him, you know. He's like, "It's paid off," and I'm like, "Good to know. I'm going there for dinner tonight." But anyway, so I asked him to write the foreword. I just wrote a little blurb in his new book that he did with his daughter Rachel. So that's a cool thing. Father-daughter book, father-son book. I wrote a little blurb in the beginning of his book, and then he wrote the foreword for this. So. All right, you guys, that's a wrap. We did it. Jackson Harris. Hello. Shout out to my buddy. Hello there. He helped me get some great footage in there.
Yes.
We did it. Avenue of the Americas.
The building's name is Simon Schuster, so you know it's legit.
Simon and Schuster, right there. You guys, we're just actually in the very top in the CEO's office talking to her. So, guys, anything can happen. A little schlub, well, a chubby schlub from Idaho can write a book and then have a meeting in the very top floor with the CEO of Simon & Schuster. If he believes in it, you can do it too! You! I mess up, and I haven't done the best. I haven't been as committed as I've promised. I haven't pushed as hard as I could. I have a problem with that, I admit. But I'm not gonna quit. I'm gonna keep pushing forward, I'm gonna keep getting excited, and I'm never gonna quit. forever.
That was the old me, time for the new me. I make the rules, see there's no way I'm losing yet. I'm facing up to my fears, I'm drying up all these tears. I wrote my life a new script and this is my premiere. I don't care if you see me fall, I'ma pick myself up wiser. I'm a lover, I'm a fighter, fight for love like a tiger. I'm hopping out the backseat, I'm gonna be the driver. Switch it into high gear, cause this is gonna be my year. Up, down, don't slow down, gotta pick yourself up, make your family proud. Up, down, don't slow down, gotta keep it moving, better get your head up the clouds. You gotta sweat, you're not there yet, but if you push it to the finish, then you never regret. You gotta just breathe, suck it up and release. Yeah, it takes a lot of guts to wear your heart on your sleeve. Get on up, make your own motivation. Get unstuck, I think it's